Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. It's our first episode back from the break that I've had since last night when I finished recording another episode of It's Just Two Movies. This time, Birdman's in the house. What's up, brother?
Hey!
Swing out Michael a little, just a bit closer.
Hey!
There you go. Oh, yeah, right in the pocket.
Right in the pocket. Birdman's here. Easy now.
Oh.
What's up, man?
Fucking not much, brother.
Really?
Actually, I've been up to a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But I guess we can talk. There's specifically a segment for that.
That's right.
Just working on some other hobbies and shit. Went out of town for a couple of days.
Did you go to Park Hills or? Hey.
No, we got more than 30 minutes away from the house. It was very refreshing. Yeah, so I had a little vacay and been watching some stuff and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I used all my back catalog podcast episodes.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here today.
We're doing it.
We're doing 2 episodes back to back.
We're doing a double, baby.
We're doing a double, baby. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Don't workshop that. We're doing a double, comma, baby. Yeah. Punctuation's everything when it comes to what kind of
comedy you want to put out there in the world,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. So, this was, last time you were on the show was your pick.
Yeah.
So even though we are doing a double, we both just picked a movie. We're like, okay, so this one would have been my pick, so this would be the next episode.
Yes.
And I chose a movie I have almost done 6 or 7 times since I've seen it, and I just haven't for whatever reason. But I chose The Green Knight.
So how many times have you seen this?
This would be my 4th watch.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah,
nice.
I
like that you've seen it that many times.
Yeah,
the movie.
Thank you.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of info on this?
Yeah, sure. So The Green Knight is a 2021 fantasy adventure, 2-hour, 5-minute runtime. Got a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, 85% on Meta. 66% of Google users liked this movie. And I will say this is the kind of thing that's not for everyone.
It's not.
But it is specifically for me, and I fucking love it.
It's also for me.
Nice.
So initially, some of the low user reviews kind of turned me away from this film.
Yeah.
But like you said, after watching it, I think I can see why some people, they just don't get into this. Is not their style of film. And I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. Mm-hmm. But man, it's done so well.
It's lovely.
It's just a great journey.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot.
So written and directed by David Lowery.
Yep.
Written for the screen. This is a King Arthur tale.
Yeah, it's a Arthurial legend.
Arthurial.
You know what? I'll find it. Let's see here. Origin. 14th century. Chivalric romance in the Middle English. Author is unknown. The title was given centuries later. It is one of the best-known Arthurian stories, with its plot combining 2 types of folk motifs, the beheading game and the exchange of winnings. So there you go. A little bit of information right off you can Google stuff, but...
Yeah. Well, so what was the budget on this?
Budget 15 mil.
That's it?
15, that's what I said. I was like, wow, that's pretty inexpensive for as amazing as this looks.
What is that on just Google or whatever?
Yeah, it's just on the Google. It says budget $15 million.
That is...
it is currently on Showtime, if you've got Showtime.
Yes, it is. That's how I watched it. Opening weekend, this made $6 million.
Okay, so it might have broken even long form.
Worldwide gross looks like so far, I guess, it's made $18 million.
Okay, perfect.
So-
Well, I'm glad it was profitable because it's amazing.
Right.
When I am just out and about and I come across the like director's cut, like the nice version, I'm gonna pick this up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this
sure.
is amazing art house.
You want to let us know who's in this?
Yeah.
bad boy?
I've got Dev Patel, which I would consider this a triumphant return to screen. I mean, he's been in some other stuff, but not stuff that's like been released here or at least promoted or on at theaters near me any fucking way. I really like Dev Patel.
Yeah, I guess it's been a minute since. Sorry, I guess it's been a minute since he's really been in anything.
The last thing I honestly think he was in that was like a U.S. film that was out in theaters was probably Chappie.
Looks like he did Lion, a movie called Lion in 2016. So a year after Chappie.
I wonder if he stars in it. If he does, I'd like to check it out. He's an
Lion?
He's an amazing actor.
This movie Lion, he's the first build. So
Sweet. So yeah, you've got Dev Patel, the lovely Alicia Vikander, Barry. There's a lot of controversy on how to say his last name. I've heard Keegan and Kogan.
Oh, the not a drifter. He was a scavenger.
Yeah. Creepy looking fucking guy.
He's such a good actor, though.
He is a really good actor. He just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I was gonna say, like, when I was looking at
like, this is just a headshot of him in Hollywood, and I'm like, he's creepy.
right. When I was looking at, or when I was watching the movie, I was like, is that Barry Keoghan? But then I was like, wait, how do you say his name?
Keegan or Kogan?
Kogan?
Yeah, I
guess
know.
it would be Keegan. I don't know.
Yeah. It's also got Aaron Kellyman, plays St. Winifred, Megan Tiernan, Sean Harris, and Joel Edgerton. And one more person I want to mention. Let me find her here.
The mother?
Kate Dickel.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, and Sarita Chowdhury?
Chowdhury, yeah. Chowdhury, however you say it.
Sarita Chowdhury.
Did you say Sean Harris?
I did say Sean Harris,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Oh, and
cool.
I mean, I guess kind of got to mention Ralph Ineson, too. He actually plays the Green Knight.
The Green Knight, yeah.
So, yeah, that's everybody who's in it. Spoiler free if you were going to tell somebody and they're like, well, what's it about, though? I don't know.
It's basically a fantasy retelling of like the medieval story of Sir Gawain?
On print, to me, I have always read it in my head as Gawain. But in the movie, everybody calls him Garwin.
Yeah, they kind of pronounce it with almost like with an R.
Come take your seat next to me, Garwin. Garwin.
There's no R in it.
No, there's no R in it.
It's just
at all.
their I don't know.
That's how they do it. So
Yeah.
I will accept either Gawain or Garwin.
Yeah, it looks
Whatever.
like definitely looks like Gawain. Yeah, it's a fantasy retelling of the medieval story of Sir Gawain, whatever. Gawain and the Green Knight. That's the story. I mean, that's what it is. We're gonna dive into it. Obviously.
Oh yeah. Well, let's. Are you ready to dive?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will say that I was not familiar with this story at all.
With the tale?
With the tale at all. I wasn't familiar with it at all.
Well, there are so many retellings of it, and some of them do have different endings. So,
well, and I hear it's a little different. Like there are differences in there, which are going to happen. Obviously, it's a film. So
this is from what I understood, I saw somebody like David Lowery giving, was just telling somebody about it or whatever. It was a thing on Instagram. They had David Lowery quoted saying, and it's just a picture of the Green Knight and what he said about it. He said it's really kind of a collection of all the stories of the Green Knight, and they kind of stitched them together in their own way of Gawain and the Green Knight.
Gawain. Is that you?
Wish I could do a good Arthur.
All right, let's dive into this.
Yeah, let's
do it.
Let's just get it.
We're gonna make a pig reference.
Yeah, I was gonna make a pig joke. I couldn't think of a good one that we haven't already done 12 times.
Right.
You got a super creepy, cryptic ass poem to start us out.
Oh yeah, right there at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Little trivia, a little fun fact.
Give me. I love a trivia fun fact. I love a Green Knight trivia note.
You love it.
I love it.
That voice, the opening narration. Easy, Danny. Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Take it down.
I love it.
That opening narration is actually the voices of director David Lowery and his wife Augustine,
nice,
mixed together.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
It's
it's their
creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super creepy. Yeah. So, and then shortly after the poem, you get, you're opening up. Everything is filthy. Everything looks filthy. Like everything. Like there's nothing that you would put your hand on and then you would just eat with your hand. Nothing.
Right.
Everything has just kind of got a little bit of shit on it in this medieval world. And you meet Gawain, and, he just kind of wants to party, man. He just kind of wants to party.
Yeah, he's awakened by his lover, Essel, who is a lady of the night.
Played by Alicia Vikander.
Yes.
Oldest profession, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I love the opening scene, though. It's like a shot of the outside of the brothel or whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it keeps panning back. And it pans back a few times, and the last time it pans back, something's on fire in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't at first.
I didn't
right?
know what was about it, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what's that about? What is that about?
So did you find what it's about?
No.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay. I thought that was the trivia.
No. The trivia was...
Oh, it was a different thing you already said.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I was like, what's going on there? I didn't fully understand it. But she wakes him up, and they go about their day like
nothing happened.
Like nothing happened, I guess.
It is rejoice, Christ is born. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Yeah, so Dev, he leaves Gawain.
Gawain. Yes. You, the mighty Sir Gawain.
Do you want to refer to him as Gawain?
I'll do.
Are we doing Dev?
I'll do Gawain.
Doing whatever.
I'll bounce back and forth.
Right? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, they're the same guy.
So he leaves the whorehouse.
Yep.
His mother scolds him when he gets home.
She's like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "I've been at mass." She's like,
"All day?
Oh, you smell like you've been drinking the sacrament all night."
And he is to attend a feast held by King Arthur,
his uncle.
Who is his uncle.
Yep.
His mother doesn't go.
No, she's not feeling herself.
She's not feeling well.
Because she's a witch.
Oh! She is a witch.
Yeah, she is a witch. She's got some witchy buddies. So during this dinner with King Arthur, she's doing a witchy.
She's doing
King
a witchy.
Arthur, he's like having a dinner party.
Right, yeah. Mom's performing a ritual to summon the Green Knight, who actually barges into the court while they're having their feast. He states, basically, what was it, like any knight that can...
Oh, the Green Knight?
Yeah.
Okay, so the witches, they summon the Green Knight. But one thing just before that, it's like they're all sitting there and they're feasting, but I love the look of this whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
It looks incredible. So they're all having dinner around this, table of feast or whatever, and Arthur beckons for Gawain, and he comes down and he's like, "Oh, my liege." And he's like, "Why don't you come sit by me?" And he's like, "It is not my place." And he's like, "Well, no, its owner is gone." I can assume that he's referring to his son, Tom Lincoln. So he has his own different, adventures and whatnot. But he sits by him, and there's a bit where Dev Patel he's talking to the king, and King Arthur's like, "Well, then grant me this." He's like, "I don't deserve to sit up here with you. This is an amazing gift." He goes, "Okay, we'll return the favor. Give me a gift and tell me a tale of thine self so that I might know thee." And he's like, "I'm afraid I have no tales to tell.
I have nothing."
And then the queen's like, "Yet."
You son of a bitch.
He will soon. And they all kind of share a look because, it's foreboding of his adventure he's about to go on.
Right.
Like you said, the witches summon the Green Knight. Green Knight shows up at the castle, who strolls in all ominous and shit.
I like how when he strolls in on horseback, as he's passing the flame,
all the torches
go out.
Yeah, it's fucking intense looking. Like, you can just tell he's a magical, mythical being.
Yeah.
Also because he's like 7.5 feet taller. He's a fucking giant.
Right.
Especially in the medieval era where everybody's like 4'10", 5'3". You know what I mean? So anyway, the knight comes down. He says, "I'm here to." He gives Arthur a note, and the queen takes it from him, Guinevere, and she's like, "You better not let me read it, so you won't be bewitched."
Yeah.
This is clearly witchy.
This is witchcraft.
This is witchy.
This is witchy.
So give me the paper, and she reads it, and she's like taken over by a
dude.
ghost. That was creepy as fuck, man.
Fucking creepy, but it was awesome.
So he wants to play a game.
The Green Knight.
The Green Knight wants to play a game, a Christmas game, where he's got his giant fucking battle axe, and he's like, any man who wants to fight me, if they can land a blow on me, then the match is over. And in a 1 year henceforth, they must find me in the Green Chapel, which is like a far.
It's a fortnight.
It's a fucking fortnight, baby.
At least,
yeah.
Maybe more.
So I was trying to make a video game reference, but I don't know anything about Fortnite. So I'm like, it's a Fortnite dance. It's the hype man. They got to go find him in a hype man. They have to hype man all the way there. That's to do it. Different movie. So, and then when they find him in a year's time on Christmas, he will return the blow. Whether
an
it's
equal blow.
Whether it's a scratch on the cheek or a mortal wound.
Yep.
So nobody is like,
Would you be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, man, I'll do that?
well, no, because he's a giant and he has a gigantic axe. But you don't know the other part of the game yet. It's still a mystery. Old Guinevere, man, she's looking like she's been really living that medieval life to the fullest. You know, she's looking pretty rough.
Well, so does the king.
Yeah,
The king. They both look.
Arthur looks like shit.
They both look rough, but those actors played those parts so well.
Oh, so good. I really love the part where, like, when the Green Knight rolls in and everybody draws their swords. It's like the medieval equivalent of, like, walking into a crack house and everybody in there cocking their guns. Yeah, so they're playing the game, and he's like, nobody, even Arthur is like, though I long to leap across this table and meet you at your request, my body will not follow.
Right.
Surely there is a man here. The blah, 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 blah. And Dev Patel's like, I'll do it. I'll do it, new daddy.
And so Dev takes up the challenge. Arthur offers his blade, which is Excalibur.
Yeah. And then later he's talking to his lady later, and she's like, you held it? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I hold that shit all day.
Yeah, he's getting geared up.
He wields Excalibur.
Mm-hmm.
He slices. So the Green Knight basically kind of just.
He puts his axe down.
He puts his axe down.
He submits.
He submits
to being murdered.
Right. Puts his axe down. He yields. And Dev fucking slices off his head.
Just cuts his fucking head off, man.
And
then he's like, yes! And everybody in the room's like,
oh, I don't know what she...
This is like a bad deal,
Probably shouldn't have did that.
That's probably a bad call, man. So, and then he's like, yes, and they're rejoicing or whatever, and then the Green Knight gets up and picks up his head, and he's like, 1 year.
And rides away like that.
He does right away just like that, laughing.
It's fucking awesome.
It's fucking pretty
I love
good.
it.
It's pretty good
just
stuff.
with his head, just holding his head.
Yeah, just dangling, baby.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's
fucking
cool.
love this movie, dude.
The head looks great, too. Like,
It
the
does.
Green Knight looks great.
Mm-hmm.
For a practical thing. I think it looks amazing.
I'm still blown away by the budget on this. I feel like...
How'd you make this for $15 million?
Yeah. I feel like we don't have to spend too much time on it today, but I want to look into that more. So anyways, quite a bit of time passes. I think Dev's just kind of, he's just living and bullshitting. And
yeah, he's a drunk.
Yeah.
He's a drunk, and he's not faced up to the fact. He's like, I'm not going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else says something to him about it. He's like, no, I'm going to fucking stay here. If he wants to show his face around here, the Royal Guard will kill him.
Right.
And he's probably not wrong. But
he speaks with the king, though, eventually, who reminds him.
Drunk as shit.
Yeah, he's drunk as shit.
He's like wiping off his face a little bit, where he's just going to touch him. And he's like, there's mud all over you. Just like, you're gross. I'm not going to touch you there. Like, I thought that was really great. But he's drunk as shit, and he's talking to the king, and the king's like, listen, man, you're going to go meet him.
You need to uphold your end.
You said you would
challenge.
You said you would play the game. That's the part of the game or whatever.
Yeah.
So he decides he's going to do it.
He prepares for his journey.
Yeah, he prepares for his journey.
And then he farts.
He prepares for his journey by shitting his pants. That's the first thing he does. And then his witchy mommy gives him a special green sash.
Witchy mommy.
tells him to wear it, or if he wears it, he'll come to no harm.
Yeah, Ma gives him a green girdle.
Yep.
Telling him no harm will come if he wears it.
Yep. Speaking of cum.
Flashing forward there a little bit.
A little flash forward.
So before he leaves, I like these little flashbacks. Well, I guess it's like before and while he's leaving, we get little like flashbacks of him and his lady kind of bidding farewell or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's wearing these bells around her neck. And this is like another bit of trivia. So during the Middle Ages, it was common for people who were considered unclean, such as prostitutes. Mm-hmm. They were forced to wear those bells around their neck.
Gotcha.
So that it would basically warn others of their presence.
Yeah, she's like... Well,
to let them know who they were.
Yeah, easy.
There's
a prostitute over there.
Right over there.
It's the oldest profession in the world.
So they're saying goodbye, and she gives him one of her bells.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They are in love, I think. That's kind of... I mean...
Essel is definitely in love with him, and I think
maybe
he hasn't realized that he's in love with her until he doesn't have her because he's out on his quest.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes out on his quest.
He does. But he has a hell of a time at first.
I tell you what, man, he has a hell of a time getting, like, in one of the most breathtaking camera shots of just a dude riding a horse I've ever seen. When he's with the castle in the background and shit and those old ruins on the other side of the road. My God, man, it's just such a fucking good-looking movie.
It really is. Looks like it was filmed in Ireland, Canada, and the United States.
I like it. There's like 30,000 castles in Ireland.
Right.
That's
insane.
Fucking crazy, man.
At this point, he comes across Barry... What did we decide on?
Barry Keoghan or Kogan? Yeah, that's what I said. Barry Big Farts.
Last one. At this point, he comes across Barry Keoghan, who offers him directions. And Barry Keoghan's like, you're not going to give me anything for these directions?
Yeah, not even a small kindness.
Right.
And then he gives him one coin.
One single coin.
Yeah.
And he runs into him, like he's on his way. He's going past. Runs into him later. First, he runs into two people that he doesn't know at all. Two thieves. And then Barry Keoghan comes back out.
Turns out they're all in league.
They're in a little gang.
A little gang.
And they tie him up. They take a shit.
I was like, I don't remember that part where they take a shit, but you said take a shit.
They tie him up. They all take a shit.
They all take a shit.
Right on Dev.
Right onto him. Just on him.
No, it's crazy because he's going on this big journey and he gets essentially robbed and he's just fucking helpless and crying. And
straight away on day two.
Day two, you're like, this guy's getting robbed and crying and he's helpless on day two. What the fuck is he doing? Like,
oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
He's getting... Don't take directions from fucking strangers out in the...
Right.
What the hell's the matter with you, man? I guess he's very sheltered. He's very sheltered, but all he wants to do is get super drunk and bang his favorite prostitute, who he's in love with but won't admit it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he wants the...
That's just what kind of guy he is. He doesn't care about being noble or being respected or any of that stuff.
I think in a way he does.
Yeah.
Maybe. He likes the idea of it.
Yeah, he just doesn't understand what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Eventually he frees himself after he's tied up. He frees himself. He finds his sword and he kind of scoots over to it and cuts the ropes. Frees himself, and at nightfall he finds a cabin and just goes to sleep.
Yeah.
He is awakened by Winifred.
He is, yeah. Old Saint Winifred, who is kind of a like Welsh Virgin Mary type.
Mm-hmm.
She does have her own interesting story, which we won't touch on too much here. She charges Gawain. She's like, listen, you're going to stay in my head and you're going to stay in my house and help me out. You got to get my head.
Right. He's like, it's...
My lady, your head is on your neck. No, it isn't.
It may look it.
Yeah. She's like, no, like, somebody came up into my crib trying to get some. And I was like, hell to the no.
That's exactly how she said it, too.
And then they came back and, they got some, and then they cut my head off and threw it in the spring out back.
Yep.
You got to get my head.
Go get my head, bitch.
Yeah, so he does.
After he does that, because he asks her for something in return.
Yeah.
And she's like,
why would you ask
me
that?
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
is.
she's like,
He's like, what will you do for me in return? She's like, why would you ask me that?
Yeah.
So he's
Come
like,
on, bro.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So he does that. He retrieves her head, which, you know, you see her, she looks like a normal human being.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he retrieves her head, it's just a skeleton.
She's just a skeleton.
A skeleton.
Winifred, played again by Aaron Kellyman.
Yes. So he takes the skeleton head, puts it on the bed,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe after he wakes up from sleep, he finds the axe has been returned to him.
Yep. So he fucking heads back on his trail the next day.
Continuing a journey.
He's having a rough go of it. He's got a fox following him, but he's fucking starving to death. And he rolls.
Oh, man.
He rolls the dice on some LBMs, some little brown mushrooms, which you're never supposed to do without positive identification. Little brown mushrooms, rule of thumb is always no, because there are so many, and they all look exactly the same. Some of them will shut your liver down, and some of them will nourish you.
But you don't know.
But you don't know.
Unless you do know.
There's literally no way to tell with little brown mushrooms in the wild. So, like, professionals don't eat little brown mushrooms. Like, professionals that go out and forage wild mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he rolls the dice on him. It's not a great gamble, but it's not a fatal one, because he just trips balls.
Oh, man, he trips his shit.
Yeah, he does. It's kind of scary.
So he sees... At first, he sees his hand, like... I don't know what...
Turning into moss?
Yeah, it's like moss, some sort of moss substance on his hands. That was pretty trippy. That looked good. And then is the giants, the part with the giants, is that him seeing... That's him seeing...
I don't think that's him tripping. I think that's...
Really?
I think that happened, yeah.
Really?
Those big old giant titties.
For real?
Giant titties, yeah, I think so. I think they shovel, they take him across the valley.
Well, he asks to be taken across the valley, but the fox stopped the giant, from picking him up. So I thought that was him just...
Oh, well, because he was going to pick him up like this, like you would pick up a thing you're going to eat. But then, when it cuts to the next scene and he's walking away, he's like looking at them and waving, and they're turning around and walking away. But he's he's on the other side of the screen to imply that he's not here anymore. Now he's there.
Okay.
So I think they actually gave him a lift.
Okay. For some reason, I guess I just saw that as another hallucinant.
Well, because it is right after it. You're like, it could be.
Yeah.
Those could be fake, trippy, giant titties. They could be, or they could be real.
I guess it was.
Okay. I gotta get a beer and I'm about to piss my pants.
Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, so I guess I missed that. He is transferred by the magical... Well, I guess they're not magical in that world.
Yeah, they're just regular.
Just regular giants.
Yeah. Like they got regular witches and regular magic foxes.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so after this, he continues his journey, and he happens upon a castle.
He does, yeah.
And this is where we meet the Lord and his lady.
Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton. And his lady resembles Essel.
Because she's also played by Alicia Vikander.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Michael Fassbender's. I don't know if they're married or not, but that's...
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he meets this couple. He learns that he's not that far from the Green Chapel. And the Lord, played by Joel Edgerton, offers Dev... What was it?
Gawain! You are near your journey's end.
Here we go.
Stay, feast. Relax, enjoy yourself. 'Tis only a mere day's ride.
We could do it. We could be actors, right?
Yeah, we could do it. Like
voice actors. Voice actors, maybe.
A lock and a lay.
What is the meaning of this? So, but yes, he offers him a place to stay, but he tells him whatever, like the Lord tells him, whatever I find on my hunt, I will trade you for whatever you find in the castle.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, kind of confuses the hell out of
He's like, what would I find here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Many items. I don't know. You do it better than I do.
I'm Gawain. I do enjoy our games.
Oh, man.
I think it just means his wife or like a handy.
You think?
A handy from, yeah. You can keep it.
The lady sexually presents herself.
She's
to Dev.
She's presenting it all over the place.
Yes, she is.
She's ready to go, as they say. It's a weird dynamic there in that castle because they're both trying to fuck him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so strange. She presents him with the green girdle, which he thinks is the green girdle. Oh, so
yeah,
we kind of forgot to mention that. It got stolen.
All of his shit gets stolen.
Yeah, we did say that.
He gets the axe back from a magical encounter.
Exactly.
And then he gets the green garter back from this lady. She's like, oh, I found this. And he's like, where did you find this? And she's like, give me that dick, though.
She says she made it. She didn't say that.
Yeah, she said she made it.
Give me that dick, though.
There's a weird thing going on here where we'll come back to it at the end because it makes more sense at the end. So she's like very much, she is trying to make him do something that will make him ashamed of himself. It's almost like she doesn't even care what it is, as long as the outcome is he is ashamed when it's over. So she's like really aggressively getting to him, and he wants that garter because he doesn't want to die. And she is like not going to give it up to him until he gives up that hard on, I guess. And she gives him a handy, and then she's like, you're no knight. And then she just like wipes cum on his hand and on the garter. I'm like, wow.
Is that what she did? Because I thought
it's just a magic cum rag.
I thought he just came on it, and then she was like, weak ass bitch.
No, I think she wipes
She
it
just
on
wiped it on him?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, man. Sick burn. Cum rag.
All right.
Magic cum rag.
So we got a magic cum rag.
Got a magic cum rag and crack it in half like a board.
I think she succeeds in her mission of making him feel ashamed or
like a piece of shit. Because she's like, you're no knight.
And he's
like, I have to finish my knightly quest. And she's like, you're not a knight.
He just fucking...
Here's cum on you.
He fucking bolts, thoe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of here.
I would too, man. I'd be like, man, that bitch is rude.
That was weird.
Mean as hell. What are you trying to say?
So, as he's fleeing the castle, the Lord goes after him and has a word with him. And like you said, both of these people, for some reason, are kind of trying to fuck this man.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Lord kisses Dev.
Mm-hmm.
What was their interaction, though? I'm missing something, or I didn't write it down. Like,
there's a giant, like, wild fucking boar that's probably like 700 pounds right behind him when he stops him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, go away! And then he stops, and then he rides up to him on his horse. He's like, and then he gets up there, and he's like, oh, but Gawain, how about a kiss?
How about a kiss?
And then he kisses him, and Gawain's like, it's not really my speed, man. You know?
But I think
you do you, but that's just not for me.
Right. I think the Lord is like, because of their agreement earlier, right? That he's expecting something from Gawain.
Yeah.
I think maybe is he expecting him to give up the girdle? I'm not really sure.
I think maybe he's expecting him to bang him.
Oh, okay.
Or to put a baby in his lady. Maybe it's a mutual thing.
Maybe, yeah. But
yeah.
the Lord does release Gawain's fox because he's like, I found this. I trapped this
little bugger this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gives him the fox back. So he's got his little companion.
And Dev continuing along his journey.
Mm-hmm.
They stop at I think they stop at like just before a river.
Shit.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
While they're in that castle, though, one thing I wanted to mention, you back up to, like, they're getting there, and he's, like, kind of flirting with this Alicia Vikander, who's, like, a different lady or whatever, and she's like, would you let me paint a portrait of you? And he's like, I just did. And she's like, yeah, but not by me. And she uses what's called a camera obscura to actually paint the picture, which was pretty fascinating. So, like, she's actually painting the picture upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's looking at it upside down because she's using a camera obscura to do it.
That was really fascinating.
Yeah.
That was a great shot.
I love that they're like, they might have done this. But yeah, they absolutely might have. But he's like, what a queer painting, because it's like, it's super dark.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was a really great moment. Just visually, this whole film. I'm still fascinated by it.
It bottles the mind.
It boggles the mind.
Yeah. Then there's another bit while they're in the castle when he's like, "There are some things some things every man should have to see for himself. Have you ever seen a hawk kill a horse?" And then he like shudders and he's like, "It is horrifying."
Oh yeah.
No, I loved that. Yeah, and then let's see here. I'm just going through my notes because I've gone farther, but I have written here: Alicia Vikander gives Dev Patel a new green scarf and some pussy, and I thought that was really nice.
But she didn't, though. They didn't.
No. I think it was just a handy.
Just a handy.
She might have done a scoop and swipe. I don't know.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
and then Joel Edgerton shoots his shot. Yeah, so he's going with the fox, and they get to a riverbed or whatever.
Yeah,
like you were saying.
Yeah, and I did not expect this at all, but it was a really, really cool moment. The fox starts speaking, and the voice, I don't know. It's just
his mom.
Oh, is it his mom?
It's his mom.
Okay. It basically asked Dev to abandon the quest and go home. Mm-hmm. So I'm still kind of confused, though, about why she summoned the Green Knight. Was that basically, or is this something we should touch on later?
I think now is probably a perfect time, and then this will lead us to the end, because this is nearly the end of the film, chronologically anyway.
Yeah.
Although there's more movie, so I think that his mom did all this in order to, because you can't just sit him down and tell him what it means to be an honorable man. You have to make him choose to do it.
She forced his hand, basically.
She essentially forced his hand, to man up, or,
Yeah.
But she knew if nobody ever did, and he lived kind of a privileged life, that he would never become an honorable man.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to continue to be a drunk.
Right.
Wallowing in filth and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of be a shit bum.
Yeah, that makes sense. So after the fox speaks to him, aka his mother,
Witchy mommy.
Witchy mommy, aka Witchy mommy.
Witchy mommy.
He takes the boat to the chapel. In the chapel, the Green Knight is hibernating, and it's not quite Christmas.
Yeah.
And Dev waits, and I love this period, whatever it is, like a 2 or 3 days where he waits. And he's just patiently waiting, and you just get a lot of just great shots.
That chapel's beautiful.
The chapel's beautiful. The colors that they use, just
palette's amazing in this whole movie. It really is. There's a lot of like color significance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Eventually, the Green Knight wakes up, orders Dev to kneel and fulfill the game.
No, he wakes up and he's like,
oh yeah, he's like,
"Tell me, good sir, is it Christmas Day?" Yeah, no, yeah. So he does ask him to kneel. He's like, "Have you come to finish our game?" And he's like, "I have." And then he's like, "Kneel."
Dev kneels, but he flinches because he's a little bitch. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, I would also flinch to have my fucking head cut off.
Yeah. He's like, "Fuck, this is real."
Yeah, he's like, "Is this all there is?
Yeah.
Is this it?" And the guy's like, "Yeah. Now, come on. get your shit together and cut off your fucking head.
Put it in a bag.
Yeah. So he bolts. He freaks out, man. He bolts.
He flees.
And then he's like ducking under a tree or whatever that's fallen, and he sees his horse. And he stops for a moment. And where he stops, like just put a marker right there, because we'll come right back there, where he's looking at his horse and he stopped. But anyway, he gets on his horse, which he hasn't had his horse since day 2 of this adventure.
For a while.
Yeah, he hasn't had his horse for a while.
When the bandits, they took it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So he magically has his horse back. There's a lot of magic going on, you know.
Exactly. He returns to Camelot, though, and he bangs his lady. He's got the girdle on.
Real good.
Bangs his lady real good.
No, babe, the cum rag stays on.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is a part of me now.
Yeah, this stays on. It's a part of me forever.
King Arthur is basically dying at this point. Because he's looked rough the whole film.
Yeah.
Like, even in the beginning, you're like, he doesn't look so hot.
No, he's an old man when this movie starts.
Mm-hmm.
So Arthur eventually passes away, and at this point, chronologically, I mean, it's easy to presume that Tom Lincoln is dead. So Arthur doesn't have a heir to the throne, so he gives the crown to Gawain.
Sorry.
No, you're all right. You need a cold beer. You know what?
Yeah. He passes the torch. Gawain is the new king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sure is. He's got a different... Essel gets pregnant.
Yeah, Essel.
He just, takes the baby away and doesn't marry Essel because he has to marry a princess now.
Yeah.
He marries a princess and
a noble woman.
A noble woman, and he's slapping the meat to her, too. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of time passes here, and at first I was like, oh, man. I was kind of bummed. I wanted to see this, drag out a little bit more.
It's got to be 13, 14 years. It's quite a bit. He starts to go gray.
And his son has grown up. He's old enough to go into battle, but his son dies. And eventually Gawain he's a reviled king.
Yeah.
His castle's crumbling.
People are at the fucking gates. One person lets an arrow loose through the crack in the door. Goes right through him because he's still wearing his green sash. But now he's got a hole in his clothes, and he's looking at it, picking at it, and it's a piece of the sash. And he fucking pulls the whole sash out, and his head falls off.
Yeah.
So, right back to the bookmark, where he's standing and he sees his horse. He decides to turn around and to go face the Green Knight. Now he's ready. And he walks into the chapel and takes a knee, and the Green Knight's like, oh, you're back. Let's fucking do this then, baby. And he's like, wait! Flinches one more time, takes off the green sash. And then he's like, oh, I'm ready. And then the Green Knight kneels down and goes, what does he say? He's like, I knew you'd figure it out, or you can tell it's also an enchantment from his mother. And the Green Knight drags his finger across Gawain's throat and goes, okay, off with your head. Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't witness that.
Well, there's two tellings to the story, and I like the way that they don't tell you definitively one way or the other, whether he actually cuts his head off or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that life of constant fear and disappointment and having that crutch forever until you still just eventually die a shitty death anyway.
Yeah.
Why not die a noble one now?
That's true. Yeah. Man, did you stick around for the post-credits scene?
Which part?
There's a post-credit scene.
What is it?
Super short.
Did I write it down? Hold on, I might have it here. I do not have it. What was it? I might have seen it and not written it down, or I might have not seen it.
So I was going to turn it off. Then I was like, anymore, I'm like, there's got to be a post-credit scene. A lot of movies do it. It's just a brief, 10-second scene. I think it's his daughter.
Okay.
She is right by his crown. She picks it up, puts the crown on, and then it ends. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I wonder if there's any information about that. Let's see here. Yeah, don't know, man. It says here that In the Green Knight film, Gawain's daughter may also be Morgause, who will one day birth Mordred in the tales.
So that's probably what it is.
On the whole, in regards to this movie, like, imagine how they do the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Would you watch more movies by the same director and crew in this same vein? Like a movie about, let's say, King Arthur that takes place prior to the Green Knight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or anything thereafter, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A tale of, because you can see Merlin, like Merlin's in it briefly,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, let me do some fucking magic, and then he's like, sorry man, I got nothing on this guy, this Green Knight guy, he's witchy. He's witchy stuff, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, in the beginning, he's like...
Yeah. He's like, sorry, bro. I know this is like the one thing that I'm here for, but
I got nothing for you, man.
I can't help you, Doug. How many, wait, is there anything else you wanted to say about it before we rated it?
Sorry, I want to look more into this post-credits scene.
Okay.
Real quick. I just
Yeah,
wanna
no,
read
no,
something.
you're good. And then beers are going down smooth.
Right. Okay, so it says it starts with the king of Camelot's crown sitting on the floor and ends with an unidentified young girl picking it up. But audiences will likely be left wondering about the context of this scene and the identity of the girl. So it's not really...
It's not canon anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, man, I'm not saying that you need to make this again or make another cookie cutter this thing, but to expand on this or to give me a totally different story from a totally different character in this world, I'm all about it, man. This is so much fun for me. But I guess, man, for some people, because it is kind of a slow burn, but I was glued to it because I'm like, I used to read about this shit when I was a kid. Like, I love this stuff.
It is a slow burn, but I think it's made really well. It has intrigue. It looks good. I think that this is just something that...
Sound design's good, too.
Yeah. This is just maybe not a genre that a lot of people get into, and I can understand that. The length didn't bother me at all. I almost wanted more. Like, I almost wanted this to be longer.
Yeah. One thing I will say about this movie is the first time I watched it, 2 or 3 days elapsed, and I could not stop thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just was like, I want more. Like, I want more of it. And I talked Alicia into watching it with me. So we watched it again. Same phenomenon. A couple of days later, man, I was still thinking about it. I'm like, man, it's so fucking... There's so many layers on this that we can't convey it all to you in an audio, in purely an audio format. Just the amount of like foreshadowing, some of the very like foreboding overtones in the film. Oh man, it's good stuff. How many cum rag thumbs do you think?
How many green cum rag curdle?
Green cum rag.
I said girdle.
How about green crunchy girdles?
Green.
You got a crunchy green girdle.
If you had to fit.
And then
10 or no, I guess it would be. Let's switch it up.
Okay.
I guess we should keep it the same.
Well, it's got to be thumbs.
It's got to be thumbs.
It's a thumb rating.
It's a thumb rating.
Yeah.
All right. If you had 10 thumbs, and they're all green girdles that have just a little bit of cum on them.
A little bit of cum on them. Okay.
How many of those would you give this film?
Like I said, I feel like this film is specifically tailored to me. I feel like somebody always knew that I always wanted that perfect knight tale of chivalry and heroism, and I always wanted it done in a way that's like, yeah, but he's a human person too. He's not a supernatural entity.
Yeah.
He's just a man.
Right.
And this delivered and then some. And for me, it's a 10. I know I gave the last episode, I also gave a 10, but I mean, these are like some of my favorite fucking films.
Yeah, I thought about it a lot, and I don't really, I don't think I could find anything wrong with this film from my point of view.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's just it's an incredible vessel to tell a story, and the story is gripping, you know?
It really is. Yeah, I think I have to go 10 as well.
Wow.
It's just, it's so good. Like,
that is 2 episodes back-to-back 100% thumb movies. It's amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, I fucking love it. You know what you probably won't love? No, you probably will. We're going to watch
Black Knight.
We're going to watch Black Knight starring Martin Lawrence. Because why wouldn't we? We'll be back in a bit. Here's some fake shit.
We're breaking live at channel 47 here to bring you breaking news. Coach Fitka has just been fired from the Chicago team, football that is. Breaking live to Coach Fitka.
Hey, Coach Fitka, how we doing? How we doing?
Coach, over here.
Yeah.
Coach, over here.
Yeah.
Is it true?
You, sir.
Yes, Coach.
You, sir, in the smart coat.
Yeah, Coach, is that a Miller Lite?
No comment.
Okay. Coach, so you have just been fired by the Chicago Hot Dogs.
Let go.
Okay.
I was let go of the dogs.
Okay, you've been let go of the
Dags.
Chicago Hot Dags.
Hot dag.
Right.
Hot dog. Look,
so what do you have to say to the city? Are you
look? Chicago can go fuck itself.
Wow, how are Chicago accents? I feel like they're turning into Boston accents.
Nah, they're
Coach.
pretty good. Look, I'm thinking about transferring to other teams. I've had multiple offers.
From who?
From the Wisconsin Wieners.
Wow.
Instead of the Chicago Hot Dogs.
Wow.
From the Houston Hot Ones.
What about the San Francisco Frankfurts?
San Francisco Frankfurters. They're in the running.
Could you betray your city like that, Coach?
It's just lips and assholes. You
Coach,
know, this whole league.
Coach, over here.
This whole league is just lips and assholes.
Listen, Coach. What do you have to say to the fans, Coach?
Get it? Because that's what old people call hot dogs. It's lips and assholes.
Coach, what do you have to say to the fans? Come on.
Fuck you.
The fans of Chicago.
Yeah, fuck you.
You know, people.
Fuck you, hot dog fans.
These people love.
Fuck you. You love your hot dogs. That's what you want.
These people love you, Coach.
They love hot dogs. Don't give a shit about me. I'm gonna go be a regular Philadelphia Frankfurter.
Coach, I thought that was San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Let's go.
Summer sausages. The Oakland O-rings.
Coach, we've heard some rumors about you going to, a minor league team, the Charleston. What was it there, Johnny? Charleston? They've got a team now? Okay, the Charleston chicken ring things?
Yeah, I've been approached about the ring things, and we're thinking, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, could be a chicken ring thing.
Coach, any final words here? Let's wrap this up. I feel like you're kind of a piece of shit.
You know what? I am a piece of shit. But wherever I go, I'm gonna play for a team like the Pittsburgh Potted Meats, or the Vienna sausages.
Vienna,
the Springtown Spams, the Tennessee Treat Potted Meat Treats.
What about the Bakersfield Bacons?
The Bakersfield Bacons, if they make an offer, I mean, it's on the table.
What would they?
I'd be down to play with the Boston Bolognas. Any other regular meats that are also sports teams in whatever sport it is I play. I presume baseball. I seem very American being from Chicago.
What about the Missouri Meatloafs?
Hey, I'll play for the Meatloafs I tell you what, if they tell me that the Cubs are a better team than the Cards, hey. I'll tell you one time I went to Chicago and this homeless guy was like, I'm the king of the rats. And up next, Probably more sports. Brief interjection from your program. I just wanted to throw out a couple of special thanks for the folks that make this show possible. Big thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams, Lamplighter Production for our artwork, Godsized Growing for some musical guest appearances, the Missouri T-Shirt Company, and Dave, who's our YouTube editor. We probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for him. If you want to check out anything any of these amazing people are working on, all of their links are in the description for this episode. If you want to contact the show, you can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at It's Just Two Movies. We've got a Facebook page now, so that's on there. You can always leave us a comment on YouTube, or you can email us at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, and if you like the show, like, subscribe, leave us a review. That stuff helps tremendously. So anyway, back to the show.
Don't call me baby.
All right, buddy. Did I send you that thing? It was like somebody made a map of like what terms you use to refer to just another guy, like buddy, pal,
No.
friend.
I haven't seen
Well,
this.
Missouri showed the effectiveness for all these different terms,
Okay.
and Missouri is like smack dab in the middle of all of them except for pal. And the only thing that I could think was, I'm not your pal, buddy. Because we used all the other ones. I was like, yeah, I call people that all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the same sentence. But not pal. We don't throw pal around.
No. Pal seems like a
Hey, pal.
yeah, like an insult.
Move it, pal.
Like yeah, like you're pissed off at something. Hey pal, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck, pal?
Yeah. I ain't your fucking pal, buddy.
I ain't your buddy, guy.
Listen here, guy. I ain't your guy, friend.
I ain't your friend, amigo.
I'm not your amigo, compadre. How long can we go?
I'm not your. What was it?
Compadre?
Go on. I'm just kidding. All right, let's dive into Black Knight.
Yeah, let's talk about Black Knight. If I can wake my phone up. There she goes. Black Knight, baby! 2013. No, it's not. It's a PG-13.
2013?
PG-13 2001 comedy adventure. 1 hour, 36-minute runtime, 4.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, 74% of Google users like this movie. I'm in their camp, but I can't say how strongly I like it yet.
Okay.
I did have fun with this, though. This wasn't one where I'm like, oh my God, is it over yet? You know what I mean? Like, it was delightful. And it's mostly delightful, I would say largely, because it fucking stars fucking Martin Lawrence, baby. Also, it's got Tom Wilkinson, Vincent Reagan, Marsha Thomason, Jeanette Wegar, all right, Kevin Conway, Daryl Mitchell, Eric Jensen. That's pretty much it.
Don't forget about Michael Countryman.
Michael Countryman, yes, of course.
How could you forget about him?
He plays Philip.
Philip,
do take Mr. What was his name? Skywalker? Something Skywalker.
Yeah, Skywalker. That's what they call him.
Jamal Skywalker.
So his name is Jamal Walker. His nickname is Sky.
Yeah.
So Jamal, quote unquote, Sky.
He is a
Walker.
He is a janitor at a medieval themed. I don't even know if you'd call it a theme park.
Custodian, dick.
Oh my God. Oh, that was the perfect setup for that joke. You got it. You fucking nailed it.
Is
You've
he a
been waiting
janitor?
to make that joke since you were like 13?
Is he a janitor, maintenance man, something like that?
I think he's, because she's like, clean this and clean that and clean this and clean that.
Yeah, that's true.
So
So likely a...
it's like a family fun center or like a fun town, but it's medieval themed.
Yeah, it's your average run-of-the-mill theme park that's just not great.
Yeah, and she's like, you go clean the moats, motherfucker. And he's like, damn, that sucks. I'll go clean the moats. And he's cleaning the moat. And there's another place opening up across town, Castle World.
Castle World's
it's
opening
the
up.
exact same thing. What weird universe does this live in where two competing medieval themed fun towns are just
2 miles apart?
2 miles apart.
I think that's what they said. They're like, yeah, open it up 2 miles down the road. Which I feel like that's a good setup for most movies. They're like, oh man, another this is opening up near us.
Mhm.
What are we gonna do? Like,
Even if it's just a very niche thing.
yeah.
I think about the people that made the things you put on a cat's tail to cover its butthole. You know what I'm talking about? You saw those on the internet. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but you have to explain to people this is not a butt plug for my cat, but instead a decorative butt cover.
A decorative butt piece.
Some bling for your O-ring.
So Martin, he sees something in the moat, and he's trying to fish it out.
Yeah.
But he gets sucked into the past. There you go.
And then he wakes up and he's like, oh man, he's swimming to the shore and he gets up and he's like, what the fuck? Oh man. And there's an old drunk guy and he's like, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, whoa, I'm from the... Who are you? Like, man, this is good costume dedication. You're drunk. I won't rat you out.
Right, because he still thinks he's at the theme park still, I guess.
Yeah, so he meets this guy. He kind of feels sorry for him. He gives him $2 out of his wallet, which like means nothing. But you can tell that he's a good-hearted guy because the stranger that he just met takes him to his camp or whatever, and it's just a fucking some blankets on the ground and a fire, and his horse is tied up there. That's it. And he's like, man, you live like this? So fuck, you can get you some food stamps, get a social worker to come by your place. Like, he's being earnest about it, though. It is funny because of like the vernacular he's using and stuff, but it's a little bit endearing when he's like feeling sorry for that guy because he's living bad. Right,
and I mean, as we said, Martin doesn't understand that the year is 1328.
No.
He still thinks he's in...
He thinks he woke up at Castle World because somebody takes him there and he runs up. He's like, oh, shit, yeah, let me talk to your manager. And they're like, what?
Yeah, what? He basically pretends to be this messenger, I guess, from... what was that? What was the name of it?
Norway,
Normandy.
Normandy. He's like, they're like, where are you from? And he's like, from over on Normandy and
whatever,
Washington or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the other
street
is.
was.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're the messenger from Normandy. Oh,
hi ho!
What is the meaning of this? Let's start out light. You
gotta
start out light with it.
Yeah.
And then, so he gets in there and he's talking to the king.
Meets the king.
Yeah, and then the guy, Philip, he's like, how would you like me to formally introduce you to the king? Mm-hmm. And he comes out and he's like, starting forward.
He has him
introduces him like an NBA player.
That was pretty funny.
Jamal Skywalker.
Do you think so a lot of this to me wasn't very funny. A lot of it kind of fell flat. There's a lot of like, do you think in 2001 this was like, holy
I think this was
this
probably
funny.
Pretty funny for 2001 as a PG-13 thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Without relying on dark humor or it's very family friendly.
Yeah. Like if you have like a 12 or 13-year-old, yeah, you can watch this with your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very light.
Yeah, nobody's wiping cum on anybody. It's pretty tame.
We just did a total fucking
Yep. Woo! Yeah, we did.
From the Green Knight to...
man. It went dark, and I don't mean that like. That's not what I mean. I just mean this old Green Knight was pretty dark, and the Black Knight actually pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just light family fun.
It is. Yeah, he's got a magic amulet. It sucks him into the past. He shows up at a castle, talks to the king. He's like, yeah, man, everything's going to be good. Yeah, your boy, he's coming by Tuesday.
Talking about the Duke.
The Duke.
So there's a Duke that's supposed to show up to the king, and he will marry the king's daughter. And I like they're just like, he's just chilling with the king.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually he pretends to be, Martin Lawrence pretends to be the messenger at first, but he's also like, well, I'm also the jester.
Yeah.
And they want him to perform.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, he's trying to get the band to do his thing, and he's like, if it's crisp, you're gonna jam.
Oh, yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. He's like, no, Your Highness, you got to give me a minute. And he's like, keeps telling the guys, he's like, no, just do what I do. Like, got a lot riding on this. Guy's gonna kill me
if this doesn't go well.
This doesn't go well. So they play Sly and the Family Stone Dance to the Music, baby.
Oh, nice.
And it's a pretty good rendition.
I like the struggle of it though. Like how long it takes him to get them to play what he wants to hear.
Yeah, right.
It is kind of a cool little moment there.
Yeah,
And he finally gets it, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Oh,
and then everybody's getting into
it.
And then we have a jam. You know,
yeah, we have a really good jam.
Because if it's crisp, you're gonna jam.
If it's crisp, you're gonna jam. Guess what? We were jamming. Ergo, it was crisp.
Crisp. Brought to you by Miller 64. Light in taste and body.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, Skywalker's, like I said, he's performing. He's having a jam. Randomly, the king's daughter's like, I'm going to make out with this motherfucker. So she makes out with Martin.
Yeah, she does.
Sorry, Jamal.
Your tongue is swimming around in my mouth like an eel.
It's called French kiss, baby.
And then the guard guy, or the chief of security guy, or whatever he walks over, and he's like, what is the meaning of this?
Exactly.
I don't think anybody actually says that the entire movie. I think it was just us. I don't think one person says, what is the meaning of this?
Nope. So, Martin, I keep saying Martin. I'm just going to go with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
His name's Jamal in the film.
Martin.
He inadvertently, I believe, saves the king from being poisoned.
By bumping into him.
And then he gets promoted to basically like a head of security.
Lord, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is.
My lord.
There's a plot to kill the king, overthrow him, basically. The woman that Martin meets in the beginning, once he's in the Middle Ages or whatever.
Yeah.
What was her name? Victoria, I think?
Vicky. Yep. Victoria Vicky.
She's plotting to...
And later it's Nicktoria. And her name is Nikki. It's not Nicktoria.
It should be.
She's just like, oh, yes.
That would be funny.
My name is Nikki.
It's Nicktoria.
My friends also call me Nikki because that's my name.
Eventually, a lot of shit happens. Some shit goes down. Oh, it's because Martin sees the king, like, threaten to have a man killed over some, like, fruit or some shit.
He's stealing a turnip.
He steals a turnip. That's what it was.
One turnip.
One single turnip.
Yeah.
And the king wants him killed. Martin's like, God damn.
It's probably still raw. It takes fucking forever to cook a turnip. It's like trying to eat a rock.
So Martin turned up the beat.
He said, hold up. Hold up, king, let me holla at you. And then he's like, no, you take them away to get them killed or I'll also kill you.
Yeah.
So he just the way that everything works out for Martin Lawrence in this movie is theatrical, to say the least.
That's the one word you could use to...
Yeah, he's very theatrical about everything.
Yeah.
If he goes to tell you a secret, it's very theatrical.
Right.
If he goes to holler at you from across the room, yeah. There's a bit when he's like... There's a bit where we're just like watching the movie and it cuts to the next scene and Martin Lawrence enters stage left. And that's all he did. He just came onto the screen and it was funny.
Right.
It was funny because he just like cuts behind this other guy. He's like, oh, excuse me, bro. Or whatever. And you could tell the guy didn't know he was supposed to be there. Like it was probably just improv. So he's like, all right, your character enters stage left. And he's like, no, I'm going to come behind these guys and get in front of this guy and talk to him. And just make it a, I wonder if that's an improv bit or if that was written in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the one thing that does stand out to me is the performances by everyone that's not Martin Lawrence. Because a lot of it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I think. These actors, they play those parts really well, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm 100% with you. I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, man, a lot of these people went on to have, a career. Not like Martin Lawrence didn't have a career. He certainly did, but he hasn't really been in much besides that new Bad Boys movie.
Yeah, he hasn't done a whole lot.
Did you see that?
No.
It's whatever.
I haven't seen it.
It's just, I don't know, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't watch again, but it was fine.
Kind of, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Martin realizes, nice.
Not even close.
Martin realizes the king is crazy. He's got to get his ass home. Meanwhile, he accidentally, quote unquote, sleeps with the king's daughter.
He does, yeah.
Because he thinks it's Victoria.
She's free. He's like doing a little dance, telling
That was like
the king.
That was like the funniest part in the movie.
Yeah, it is the funniest
Your
part.
daughter's a freak. He does a little dance.
Yeah, he does. Oh, man. Let's see here.
I believe at this time, like, that's when they barge in because the real messenger shows up.
Yeah, the real messenger shows up. So he's on the run now.
No, he gets locked up.
Yeah, he gets locked up. And then
At first, yeah.
And then they spring him, right? Or no, they go to execute him, and then he gets sprung. So he's like, I'm getting out of here. You guys are getting ready to have a fucking war. I don't need nothing to do with this. I'm going back to my time. I'm going to jump in the lake. I got this medallion. I'm out. And he's walking up to the lake, and he's like, man, I better not come out on the other side and be fighting dinosaurs and shit. But I would 100% be into a Jurassic Park-esque thing starring Martin Lawrence as Jamal Walker.
What if we would have got that instead of this?
Or do you want cool with that?
Do you want the sequel to be that?
The dinosaurs got to look good though, man. That's it. You need them Jurassic Park-esque.
Yeah.
Because they got to look good.
Oh yeah. Oh, they'll look good.
Yeah, because everything in this movie looked pretty good.
For the most part, yeah.
But they didn't add any fantasy. There's no fantasy to this. There is no magic. Except for the amulet, the time traveling water amulet.
I mean, it does, in the genre, it does say adventure, comedy, fantasy, but I guess there are hints of fantasy, but not really.
I guess the being from modern day and being magically transported back, that bit's fantasy, but
yeah.
There's no dragons or like elves or anything. It's just medieval.
Right. So yeah, as we said, he gets locked up. He has a change of heart. He's got to help these people, right?
Yeah, gotta help these sad motherfuckers.
He gets saved by Nolte. He gets saved by Nolte like 5 or 6 times after this.
Oh, dude, him and Nolte they're dogs, man.
They're bros. We thought it would be funny to have Nick Nolte
as Nolte. Yeah, it would be funny.
But he's just playing like a grumpy old man that
Yeah.
wants like no part of any of this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just an old grump ass, but he's a badass.
Yeah.
And a drunk.
Yeah.
Because he's a drunk in the thing.
Is he more badass when he's drunk?
Ooh, like a drunken master type of situation?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
That would be a nice touch.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So he saved Martin's ass, like I said.
Tons of times. He's a badass.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
He's just a drunken badass.
I love the training montage.
Oh my god.
So he decides to stay, and he's getting the troops rallied up, and then they're doing a training montage, and their training montage is pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's the most unbelievable part of this whole movie is that Martin Lawrence is a badass.
Right? Because he's not. He's just too goofy.
Man, he might be. I wonder how big a motherfucker he is.
He's a little bigger now. I do know that.
Says he's $156 and 5'7".
In this movie?
No, just in real life. As a man.
156 pounds?
That's what it says.
I doubt that. Look at him in Bad Boys 3.
A little thicker in that one.
He's a little thicker. I could be wrong. I don't know. Wait, how tall did you say he was?
5'7".
Oh, maybe that's right. That might be about right.
I do like Martin Lawrence, though. And I like him in this.
You like him in this?
Yeah, I like him in this. Like I said, if they made one where he came out on the other side and it was fighting dinosaurs, I'd watch that.
Yeah?
I don't know that I'd watch it twice. That's kind of how I feel about this. I'm like, this could have been like frustratingly bad, but it wasn't. It did keep me entertained, but I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah. It's not, that's the thing. It's not so bad that it's unwatchable. It's just there's a lot of like, for me, there were a lot of parts where I just kind of sat there quietly watching it, not laughing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's dated. And I'm just like, you could
There
have
were,
did a little.
I think there were only like 2 jokes that aged really poorly. You know what I mean? I don't remember what they were, but
yeah.
I
To
was
where
like,
we looked at
"Ugh,
each other and we're like,
I don't know about that.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, like you said, we have a good training montage. There's a bit where
yeah, I did like that montage.
there's a bit where Martin does like the Matrix
Mm-hmm.
to avoid
Getting
like,
shot with crossbow bolts.
Yeah, exactly. Because why wouldn't you? It was 2 years after the Matrix,
He
so they're
does
like,
some-
oh, let's do that.
He does some. He uses like sports as a punchline while he's beating somebody up. He's like, "You like baseball?" And he hits the guy with the broadside of the
Oh,
sword.
man,
like a
this
baseball
fucking
bat. He's like,
scene.
maybe you like basketball. And he jumps up and does a big twirl and hits him with the broadside of the sword again. And he's like, maybe you. I bet you like golf, and then sweeps the legs with it.
But
Also with the broadside of the sword, like you could have mortally wounded that guy any one of those 3 times. And just,
but when he does the sweep, the guy flips like 3 times.
oh yeah,
It's like, what?
midair, baby.
Excuse me?
Oh, it's wild. Yeah, so I mean, they save the day. He
Well-
trains the troops or whatever.
Nolte saves the day.
Nolte
baby.
saves the day
Again.
Yeah, and gets shot in the chest.
He got shot in the fucking chest with an arrow.
and he lives.
And he lives. You think he's dead, but he's not. He wakes up. He's like, I'm all right. Just get this fucking arrow out of me. Saves
No,
the day.
He didn't even do that. He got the arrow out of himself and shot it.
Oh, did he?
At the other bad guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Guess I missed that. Whoops.
Yeah, so it's when the guy like fell off and he's like, oh, falls off the thing. You know what I'm talking about.
So the day's saved. Martin's
day-
about to go back home.
Day is saved.
He fucking wakes up, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
He was just drowning,
You
dog.
you were just drowning for 10 minutes.
Dumbass. Lost a lot of oxygen to your brain.
And I like how you guessed. I mean, you weren't right. A lot of times you are right.
Right. I know these tropes.
You know the tropes. You're like, I bet Victoria is like a what'd you say?
I thought she was going to be an EMT or something.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
what it
she'll,
was. And I
she'll
was
be
like,
right there.
That's probably right. But she just happened to be like a patron at the amusement park.
That is amusement park. That he got cleaned up, and it's doing way better now. And
Everything's
he meets
fixed.
her, and she's going to be his bun. I don't know what that part means.
But her name's Nikki,
Yeah.
not Victoria.
Yeah. He sees her.
She's like,
She sees him, and he's like,
you look familiar.
what is the meaning of this? Oh, man. Good stuff. Okay, so if you're going to redo this, you have to make the Black Knight.
Just Black Knight, Danny.
But you have to make Black Knight.
Mm-hmm.
What would you? I bet this made money though. I bet this made a lot of money.
We didn't even dig into that, did we?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Did it make a shit ton of money?
Yeah. Don't look. Are you looking right now?
I'm looking for budget.
Don't look at the budget. I want you to guess.
You got it all. You want me to guess
I
what
want
the
you to
budget
guess
was?
what the budget for this film was.
Fuck. Well, one actor who I think most of what I recognize him from in his career is after this movie, and a bunch of other people that I don't recognize, and Martin Lawrence. I would say $10 million
$90 million
to make that. No,
estimated,
no, that's crazy.
and it made 420.
Did they actually build the castles? Are they real authentic castles?
Guys, we have to build the cat. That's the one thing we have here. It made, worldwide, it made $426 million.
God damn! If I was Martin Lawrence, I wouldn't work no more either.
Right? You're like, well, I did Black Knight, so I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And also Bad Boys.
He did do Bad Boys.
And Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2 is actually better than Bad Boys 1, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Been a long time, but...
Well, and before this, I mean, he was in Martin.
Oh, yeah.
6 years or whatever it was.
We watched Martin in my house growing up all the time.
Yeah. So, all right, what did we do with this? Do you keep Martin Lawrence?
I guess. I would like to get this an R rating, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because there's some stuff that it's clearly not getting addressed. Like, when he goes to show him the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, there's doo-doo on the... No, man. Just let him go. There's shit all over the
He says shit, I think.
I don't think he
once.
says shit. Oh, maybe.
I think.
One time he starts to say
motherfucker.
and
And gets
he's
cut
like,
off.
and gets cut off.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he says shit, though. Maybe. Like once in that scene. But yeah, I know what you mean. It needs a little bit more of an edge to it.
Mm-hmm.
Needs that R rating.
Maybe needs the blade sharpened. Good sir.
You saying Wesley Snipes should be in this?
Oh shit!
Get it? Because you said
you
blade.
made it the Blacker Knight. Yes,
The Dark Knight.
Wesley Snipes. I hear he's a nightmare to work with.
That's what I've heard. Dude, speaking of Blade, the remake.
Yeah, we're really very excited about that coming back.
Oh man,
For a while they were like, Wesley Snipes was like, it's bullshit if they remake it and don't put me in it. And I think Marvel was just like, not a chance, dude. And we absolutely can and will remake it.
And we are.
You'll not be in it in any way.
Because you're terrible.
Yeah, right. As a
human.
Or
no, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Just as someone to work with, you are fucking terrible.
That's what I hear, man.
So I've heard.
That's what I hear. I don't know.
Right.
And also tax evasion.
So what else could we do to this? Because that's the thing. All the surrounding the cast, the supporting characters, I thought they were really great. It just needs to be. It's missing something. I don't know what it is.
And I think it's just the fact that it's got no claws. You know what I mean? It's like it's wearing kid gloves.
Yeah, for sure. It's too light.
So that's my problem is because if in the funniest bits, if they could step on the gas a little bit, it would make it the whole movie much funnier. But they can't.
Did you see the name of the director? Gil Junger.
Gil Junger? It's probably younger.
What a name. It probably is.
Black Knight movie. Is it J-U?
Yeah, Junger.
Oh, yeah, that's younger.
He also directed 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay. And Black Knight.
Yep.
Made a lot of fucking money, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the $99 million that he just put in his pocket, probably.
Right.
This did not cost $90 million.
That's what it says.
That's fucking horseshit. Is what that is.
That's what it says, Dan. Yeah, where did they spend that? I mean, did Martin Lawrence get $80 million? Sorry, $40 million?
I mean, fucking awesome if he did. It's like, hey, come do this, and we'll make like you're a super badass also.
So if you were gonna rate this,
I'm trying to think of what else I would do to
you still
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know that I would remake this. I just like
just keep it the same.
The longer I think about it, I'm just like, meh. You know, just a bunch of it's so just okay.
Yeah, like there are funny bits. There's some really good acting for what it is. For 2001, it doesn't look too bad. Most of it.
Yeah.
It just a lot of the comedy falls flat. Maybe a different director, maybe some new writers, an R rating. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could keep Martin Lawrence. Just have him be still the goofy.
Just be dirtier, you know what I mean?
Just be dirtier.
Yeah, just be a bit rude, if you don't mind me saying.
Rude and crude.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs a sidekick that gets sent with him.
Like his buddy?
Or
yeah, something.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be like Steve Zahn or something.
Now that, I would be very much into that. Or instead of meeting an old knight who's now a drunk, he just gets out of the water and meets Steve Zahn. And Steve Zahn's like, I will help you out, man. You look different than any other man I've ever seen. Because it's Europe in the,
in the 1300s?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Let's see here.
Yeah, it was like 1328, I think is what.
Oh, nice. Is when he goes to?
When Victoria tells him.
1328th year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord, 1328.
And now it's 2001.
All right.
Doth the date frighten you?
Let's rate this puppy.
How many of your thumbs were portcullises? How many? Because they used the word portcullis, and I was like, I know that word. That's a good word.
Tell the viewers what that means, Danny.
It's like the
Viewers,
fucking
listeners, whatever.
Yeah, if you're watching this, fucking get
If you're
off
watching
my
this,
property.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. So portcullis is like the when you see like on a castle, they close the gate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like you could stick your arms through it. It's like a fence, but it goes all the way down.
Oh yeah,
That thing, that's a portcullis. Yes, if you had 10 thumbs and those thumbs are portcullises, how many portcullises?
That's what we're doing?
We can do whatever you want. You got a better thing?
What was another funny thing in this movie?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, nobody else is funny in it, though. Everybody else is, like, earnest.
Yeah.
It's just him being funny. So maybe...
All right. Yeah.
Maybe it would have changed that, made other people in the movie kind of funny.
Yeah. Need some other comedic relief from fucking somebody. Anybody. Help us out here.
Something.
If I had 10...
Portcullis?
Portcullis?
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell that?
Portcullis.
Portcullis. All right. If I had 10 portcullises... Cullises?
That I do not know. Cullisai.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, I was going to go 6.5.
Just because, like...
I liked it more than I disliked it, but
yeah.
It did make me laugh a couple of times, but it just, the whole...
It just exists.
It's just
you know what I mean?
It's just a flat thing, and it's fine. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
No.
Unless you just really get a hoot out of it. Yeah, if I can go for it, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an unwatchable bad movie. It's just kind of a bad movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there are a few different categories for your
It's
bad.
like Sweden. Maybe it's just a neutral...
Yeah.
a neutral movie that exists.
Right.
It's Swedish cinema. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it.
You've done
I've cracked the code. We've been at it for... Mark the date today. I'm sure people listening to this show right now are like, what is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of all of this? So are you sticking with... What were you going to give it? 6.5? Are you 6?
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to go 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it more than I didn't like it, but 6 is probably more accurate.
I was going to say, let's knock that down to a 6.
Yeah, I think a 6 is probably more accurate for me, because, like, I wouldn't give it a 5 because it made me laugh out loud at least 3 times. But I wasn't like, it wasn't killing me, though. I was just like,
yeah, that's why I kind of went right in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I could have gave it a 2, but then that would just be me lowballing it. Like, I did laugh a few times.
That's for, like, 5 or lower is for, like, a 5 is, like, I kind of wish I hadn't watched it, is a 5 for me.
Well, that's the thing.
The more things I don't like about it after that, then it goes lower.
That's the thing is, like, while we were watching it, I was like, should we have watched the other movie that we talked about?
Maybe. What was the other one we got? King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table?
Yeah.
But they have guns?
Yeah.
Man, we'll probably just watch it later anyway.
What a mouthful, though. Like, they went with the full title on that.
Oh, hell yeah.
King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah.
From 2017. It has a 2.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
The round table that no doubt is full of guns.
Right. All right. I think that does it for this.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to add?
I want to add the next segment of the show.
Oh.
Hey, what you watching?
What you been what you been doing?
What you been up to, Dan?
Man, Alicia and I went on a little trip out of town. Went and
Park Hills.
Got a nice place and stayed up in the big city of Park Hills.
Go ahead.
We stayed at a motel.
A motel?
Very reasonable by the hour.
Was it a Motel 6?
No, we just went and got a room up in the city and got out of the house and popped around and ate out a couple of places. And
did you go anywhere new that you enjoyed?
Yeah. We went to exclusively new places that I had not been.
Okay.
We went to Raising Cane's.
Oh yeah,
chicken
place. Yeah,
chicken,
that's all they do is chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers. That's all they got, baby. Oh shit! What a bank shot.
We should probably move the trash can though, because I feel weird about throwing stuff near your guitars. You're like, it's fine.
I'll clean them. All right, is one of these for me? One of these matadores?
Yeah, baby. What else?
Cerveza exclusiva.
What else? Did you go anywhere else other than Raising Cane's?
Oh, hell yeah. No, we went to Raising Cane's. We went to Raising Cane's. The thing I liked about Raising Cane's that I did not expect is I was like, we both got a full dinner. We didn't even fucking finish it because we were stuffed. And it was like $20.
Yeah, that's typical fast food, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, to because occasionally we'll go to like Hardee's every now and then. I'll just be craving some thick burger action, if you will.
Not gonna lie, man, I love a good Hardee's burger.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't eat fast food a lot,
so
but yeah,
I try not to, but we'll go and we'll get there and we'll both get what we want, and it'll be like $26.
Yeah, Hardee's is kind of expensive.
Raising Cane's was delicious, and I'm like, I bet this was $30. Nope, $20.
Twinsky?
Yeah, Twinsky. So
Not
I was that was cool. And then the next day we went to a place called Mimi's Diner, which had some really good Google reviews. But as far as I could tell, it was good, but it wasn't as good as what we paid for it. Like, I say it was good because I had a quiche, and I love a good quiche. And you can't just go to any restaurant and order one because a lot of them don't have quiche on the menu.
Yeah.
However, the crust of the quiche, you could tell was store-bought, and it was like freezer burnt. Yeah, so I was like, well, which is fine. That's not a big deal, except it was like a fucking $19 quiche. So I was hoping that it would be a handmade thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
that sucks.
For what we paid for it, I thought it was a little overpriced. Although the food was good. Yeah, the coffee, it was like just a regular cup of coffee, like that, no special coffee or nothing like that. $3 for a cup of coffee at a breakfast place. I don't know. Just thought it was weird. Am I a cheapskate? No, not really. I just it's like when I get orange juice and a cup of coffee, and it's and Alicia gets a tea and it's fucking $16. I'm like, God damn! What the fuck? And then see, where else did we go? We went to a place called 54th Street Grill. That place was banging.
Okay,
really, really good. It's in Chesterfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went one more place. Brick House Tavern, which I actually have been to before.
Where's that at?
Also Chesterfield.
Oh, okay. Brick House Tavern. I haven't heard of that place, but I also don't go to Chesterfield.
Yeah. Well, it's delicious. They make a really mean Bloody Mary. That's why it was even on my list to go there.
Okay.
We went there for brunch, and I had the breakfast Bloody Mary, which was delightful. And then I had the Southern Benedict, and it was just like 2 fat-ass fucking chicken strips on an English muffin with egg on top, and then the hollandaise. It was delicious with some little home fries.
Mm.
It was good shit. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, that was pretty much the highlight of it. Other than that, we just kind of enjoyed the room that we had. We went and window shopped at some places, just go look at some shit, and bought some dumb shit while we were down there. And
did you wear your green girdle?
Yeah.
Nice.
I had washed the cum off of it.
Okay.
It's a nice part of town. I'm afraid they'd ask me to leave. If I had a little.
Sir, is that
It's just a little cummy. I'm sorry. It must be frosting or toothpaste or something. I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know what it is. You know what? I had a donut this morning in the car, and I bet it
straight down.
I bet it's straight down there. That's what that's got to be. It has to be that.
Have you been consuming any good media or?
Yeah, I have actually. I listened to a little bit of a podcast I had been taking a little bit of a hiatus from. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just was like, meh, I'll listen to it later. Time Suck with the comedian Dan Cummins. They had a good episode I wanted to talk about. The Robert Yates episode was pretty good, and the one about the Las Vegas shooting and the conspiracies that surround the Las Vegas shooting. It was just an interesting conversation.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I listened to Time Suck there for a while.
His brand of comedy, you either like it or you don't. And sometimes it, like, after a while, I'm like, all right, I need a break from that.
Well, so we've seen his stand-up a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie really likes him.
I've listened to some of his stand-up, and
yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I was like, I think some of his stand-up's quite funny.
Yeah. I can see where some of the bits are like, okay. And it is also kind of weird, like, if you go see him do stand-up, and you don't know anything about the show, about his podcast, you're like, why does he just keep yelling out all these random things? It's from the podcast. So you're probably kind of lost. But a lot of people are there probably because they listen to the podcast.
Yeah, his podcast does really well. So, that mad props to the guy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's awesome how well he's doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be fucking cool if we could do that.
Yeah, that'd be fucking rad, man. That'd be so rad. Yeah, apart from that, all right, I will say this just because I'm recording 3 episodes this weekend. Last week's episode, when these come out, it'll be the previous week. It'll be the episode with Jackson, then this one, and then after this one, we're going to go record another one, which will be next week's episode. But as far as what I've been watching, I watched the first episode of Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Disney Plus series. Don't really know much about that character, so I was kind of excited to be like, tell me about this guy. And it's pretty good.
Nice.
It's pretty good for me. There was one CGI thing where I'm like, not crazy about that, but I can forgive it on the scope of the story. Oscar Isaac's amazing, so...
How could you not love Oscar Isaac?
And he's doing a, like, London accent.
Oh, really?
And he's like being more, he talks a little bit high-pitched, and it's pretty good, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, no, I don't have a car, just take the tram uptown, isn't it? Yeah, and that's kind of what and it's weird from, like, listening to interviews and seeing him in other movies, and, like, that's not what he sounds, and he's just very much doing a very different character, and I think he's pretty good at it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's a delightful change of pace. You know what I mean?
I hear it's getting, like, review bombed.
Yeah, I think so. I've seen, like, it's 40, it's 58, it's 43. That's everything I've seen about it, and I just decided to watch it and see what I thought, because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
If I was like a Moon Knight fanatic, maybe it is shitty.
No, I think it's because of a certain something to do with a genocide that took place. I don't know if it's a part of the show or something. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. Like, the show is getting review bombed because of something that's brought up within the show, and people from a specific country are upset about it. I don't know. I didn't
that it happened and it got brought up.
So I think that's why it's being.
Oh, well,
yeah.
They're.
I don't know.
Go for it. Whatever. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Is it amazing? No, it was fine. It was kind of what I was expecting, but I love an intro to a new character to get to know. You know what I mean? Like, I like that stuff. If it's something I don't already know, yeah, please throw it at me. Let me know. Interesting characters to do with split personalities.
Oh, okay.
And one of his personalities made a deal with an ancient Egyptian god, and that is Moon Knight, the character.
Gotcha.
But there's also this other guy. Like, he's the same man, and his regular self, not his alter ego, Mark Spector, who is Moon Knight, the regular man. He's, like, real timid and standoffish and just nice, and he's a nerd, and he's scared.
Might have to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun watch, if anything.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, how about you? What have you been...
Ooh, buddy. Well, been playing a lot of Horizon.
Phoenix Rising? Oh.
No. I finished...
Phoenix Horizon?
I finished Phoenix.
How was it on the whole? After, like, give me a thumb. Give me a... You got God thumbs. How many God thumbs would you give?
If I had 10 God thumbs?
10 God thumbs.
I'd probably give it like a 6.
Maybe a 6? Okay.
6.5, maybe.
All right.
It was fun. I think it was a little too long.
Gotcha.
A little too long. The combat is fun. It's got some good comedy to it. Yeah, I'm talking about. Sorry, the full title is Immortals Rising Phoenix or Phoenix Immortals.
Phoenix Immortals Rising,
Yeah,
I think.
whatever
Yeah,
it is.
something like that.
Yeah, I had a pretty good time with it though.
So
It's
you're
just
back to Horizon Zero Dawn.
I just started it probably 3 or 4 days ago. Really enjoying that so far. I bought and tried to play Elden Ring. Not my style of game. Just not for me. So
what is it?
Elden Ring?
No, I know kind of like what it is, but I mean, what is it that's not your style?
So I think those are the games made by From Software, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name of the company. They make like the Dark Souls games.
Okay.
They made Bloodborne. They're just very, very challenging games. And I don't mind a challenging game, but at one point I was just like, I'm not having fun with this.
Right.
So why am I still playing it?
It'd be a good balance between fun and challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I picked up Horizon Forbidden West, which is still challenging because of the
It's a hard game.
The machines and the monsters you face. Have you played it?
No.
Well, you played
not
the
that
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the machines are very difficult as far as combat. Other than that, I have been reading a book called Ghostwritten.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about that last time you were here.
I think so. Yeah.
How is it?
I really, really like it. It's hard for me to be like, oh, this is what it's about, because you're reading from the perspective of 9 different characters, and they each connect in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know really what the end game. I can't tell what the end game is going to be. I have a feeling that from reading the first person's story, the first person was basically a cultist in a doomsday cult. So I assume it has something to do with that. But after that, you're just reading the lives of other people, like their daily lives, and they somehow connect with that last character and so forth. The really interesting thing is the last chapter I read, it follows a disembodied spirit.
Oh shit.
Super, like everyone else is a person, a normal human being set in a world that you or I could relate to.
Yeah.
And then you get to this chapter and it's an entity that can transmigrate from body to body, like that
sounds cool.
It's so fucking cool, man. Like I'd love to read a whole book about that.
About just that.
I loved it. Yeah. That specific chapter was really cool. It's trying to figure out how it came to be what it is.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not a body, how did I
become?
How did I become anything?
Yeah.
It's super cool. So yeah, enjoying that. I did watch a little bit of Severance.
Oh yeah, with
which is an Apple TV exclusive.
How is it? I know you were pretty psyched about it. You sent me a trailer for it, and I was like, that does look cool.
Yeah, it is slow to start. I do enjoy it. It's a little slow. I think I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. I need to get back into it because it's been like a week since I've watched it, but I enjoy it so far. It's basically it has Adam Scott. He leads a team at this office that you don't really know much about, but within this work environment, you can surgically divide your your work life and your home life.
When you're home, you don't remember work. When you're at work, you don't remember home.
Yeah. Very interesting concept. Ben Stiller, I think, is one of the directors or creators, I believe.
Okay.
I think he directed a lot of it. So, yeah, it's pretty
Ben,
good.
yeah, he's into some good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man, I've been jamming that new single from Strawberry Girls.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What about the new Animals as Leaders? You jamming that?
It's on my list. I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay.
I've been a little preoccupied. Like I got kind of like audio homework, I guess.
Yeah.
It is on my list, though. Is it everything you hoped it would be?
It's really good. It's just short, and it kind of throws me off by how short it is.
Are the songs short, or are there not very many songs?
So there are 8 full songs, and then 1 like interlude. But some of the songs are shorter for them, and it just throws me off. And like after like 30-something minutes, the album's over, and I'm like, oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like I want more, Like, I like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff to it. And they do some different stuff that I haven't heard them do before, which I always love hearing from an artist, obviously. It's just short. It kind of throws me off.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add to...
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's about it, bro.
Yeah, you think that's one?
That's one.
That's one in the can.
It's one in the can. It's almost 8 o'clock, and we got to do another one.
Oh, what is the meaning of this?
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that phone talk! We're a one-eyed Batman!
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
There we go.
Yep.
From downtown. Fuck.
Nailed it.
Nailed the side of the... Nailed it.
We always act like if we miss it,
Swish.
Good. If we make it.
I don't know.
What about that one?
I don't know if it's good if it's... I don't know.
I don't fucking know.